Welcome back. I'm joined by Championship correspondent Pascal Lemire to review Saturday afternoon's clash between Brentford and Millwall. Pascal, start with the home side, return to winning ways with a 3-2 win at Blackburn midweek.
Absolutely massive for them, because if they had dropped points in that game, then they would have dropped out of the playoffs with Ipswich winning. So it was a huge win for them, and obviously they'd not won in their last two games, and at the weekend they played Cardiff at home, lost 2-1 there, and Cardiff went down to 9 men in that game. So to not get anything out of the game was really disappointing. But going to Blackburn, who have really improved of late, obviously held Liverpool at Anfield in the FA Cup, and Blackburn have looked really good. And the thing with that game is it sort of ends any chance Blackburn had of getting into the playoffs, because if Blackburn had beaten them in that game, they would have been really close to the playoffs. So Brentford, they've kept their place in the playoffs and also killed off any chance Blackburn had. So it was big for them, and they were twice behind in that game as well. And to come back the way they did was fantastic. You know, some of the goals, you know, Long's first goal, a big deflection on that, and then the third winning goal from Andre Gray as well. Quite fortunate the way it just sort of hit him on the knee and went in. But you know, massive for them to, you know, like I said, stay in the top six with the likes of Ipswich winning, Wolves winning as well, and for them to get that win, you know, we talked about their running before. You know, I don't know, I just can't see Brentford maybe finishing in the top six, just because, you know, they only came up last season. They've got a lot of inexperienced players, but their running is fantastic. They only go to Derby away. That's their only game against one of the other top 8 in their remaining 8 fixtures. So it's hard to argue against them, really, because they play good football. They've got the easiest running out of any of the top 8. So at the moment, it's looking pretty good for them to finish in the playoffs.
Moving on to Millwall, no win in 8 now.
Yeah, they're still down in 23rd place in the bottom 3. They're 3 wins from safety. It's a long way to go for them. Last time out, a 0-0 draw with Brighton in midweek. You know, they'd lost their 5 games in a row before that, so to get a point is a good thing, I guess. But when you host Brighton, you know, one of the teams that is above the bottom 3, you know, you want to get something out of it and not to score in front of your own fans. It's been a really disappointing season overall. Obviously, Ian Holloway's now gone. Neil Harris, club legend, club's top scorer at all time, is now the manager. It's hard to see him keeping them up. He hasn't got loads of managerial experience. The sort of guy like Holloway is the one you thought might be able to keep him up, but obviously he'd had his time. It hadn't worked out, so they got rid of him, and Harris has come in. And if they go down, they might want to keep Harris. You know, a club legend. They should. You know, they're quite a big club to go down to League One. So if they do go down, like they probably will, they'll probably stick with Harris and think, you know, we're still a big club. We'll try and give this, you know, club legend a chance to take us back up. But you know, this game is a tough one going to Brentford. Obviously, one of the sides in the top 6. But if they lose here, they can. You know, after the international break, it does get better, because they have 3 home games in a row after the international break. So that might be an area they think they can improve, but their home form hasn't been good all season, so there's no real reason to say 3 home games, you know, that's 6-7 points, because they've been poor at home all season, and obviously still down in 23rd. Blackpool, the only team below them in the league. It's been a poor season overall, and at the moment, like I said, 3 wins from safety, it looks like they're going down.
So Brentford went into this game as favourites, obviously. Do you think they'll win it?
Yeah, you have to pick Brentford here. I don't think there's any... It's hard to say why Millwall will win. Obviously, Cardiff went to Griffin Park last weekend and got a surprise win there, but Millwall, they haven't won in 8 games, like you said earlier on, so it's got to be Brentford here. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win.
So also going for a 3-1 win to Brentford.